When I was 17, I'm looking to buy my first car. I was on Craigslist every single day. I wasn't looking for anything fancy, just a beater car that could get me from point A to point B. My budget was $3,000 at most. So the cars I was looking at were no newer than 0.304. I found an ad. One day, for a 2002 two-door Honda Accord. It was listed for $2,000, and the mileage was under 80,000. So right away, I knew I wanted to check it out. The person who posted the ad lived a few towns over from us, a 20-minute drive on the highway. I convinced my mom to drive me out there to view the car after conversing with the guy over the phone. Originally, I texted him asking for details, but he ended up calling me. He sounded basically normal. Over the phone, actually. Rather polite. He answered some questions I had about the car and whatnot, and when he asked for my name, and I told him, Dan, he said, Dan, what a great name. That's my name too. I laughed because it was the polite thing to do. But I just found it to be such an odd comment. Like everything about it, it almost sounded like he forgot. His name was Dan because of the pause between, what a great name, and that's my name. It just sounded sketchy. Nevertheless, everything else about the call went fine, so the next day, my mom drove me to the address the guy gave me getting off the highway and onto the streets. Right away, we agreed this was a trashy-looking neighborhood. Bars on windows, graffiti under bridges. I was hoping the guy's place wouldn't seem equally sketchy. But as we pulled up, it wasn't a standard property like the rest in the area. The entrance to the property was between two houses. It wasn't a driveway, just some low-key road that led into an inlet with two more houses. Every house was cramped between other houses and buildings. But there, I saw it, the Honda Accord, which was in my, guess what you'd call the driveway for this house? My mom and I stepped up to the front door and rang the bell. We didn't know if it rang or not because we couldn't hear anything, so I knocked one of the windows, opened out of nowhere, and a man's voice said to come inside, the door is unlocked. I went to open the door, and my mom stopped me and whispered, "Are you sure you want to go in there?" I said, "Yeah." I let ourselves in, expecting to be greeted by Dan. The inside of this place was kind of dark. Not a lot of natural light came in through the minimal windows. "Hello," I said.
"Yeah, over here,"
a voice called. It was a deeper voice than I heard on the phone. Then I asked, "Yeah." He said. I began walking through the little kitchen closer to his voice. My mom grabbed my shoulder and stopped me. She whispered in my ear, "We're leaving." The man's voice now came from beyond this door at the end of the kitchen. He called up,
"Young here, we can do the transaction here."
My mom and I left the house in a hurry. As we were hurrying to my car, a lady at the next building over called to us. She came hurrying down from her front porch, warning us not to go in there. Then she asked why we were there, and we explained that I came to buy a car, but that he was calling us into his basement. The woman said that she's been concerned about that man living next door for months, that she thinks he's up to no good, and that he constantly has random cars pull up in the driveway in the middle of the night. We asked if his name was Dan. She said she wasn't sure, but that she vaguely remembered the guy introducing himself as Mike. She told us to just get far away from the house immediately, and so we did. It's disturbing to know my mom and I may have been murdered in that basement if we went down there. Like, how could we do a transaction before even viewing the car or agreeing on anything better? Question why in the basement. The whole thing screams trap. I don't know what else he could have wanted to do to us. More specifically, me in that basement. This actually happened to my best friend Chris. His family had just bought a new TV, and they were thinking of just throwing their old one away. Chris's older brother John suggested to their dad, Rick, that they could sell the old TV on Craigslist to make some easy cash since the family never used Craigslist. John said he could set up the ad for him since John's girlfriend used Craigslist before. So John put up an image of the TV with the description used, 55-inch Samsung 4K TV for $200. He also put Rick's phone number, so if anyone was interested, they could just call or text him a week later. Rick got a call from a guy who introduced himself as Toby, and he said he was interested in the TV and wanted to know if he could come by the house at 10 o'clock that same night to pick it up. Rick said, sure, and he sent Toby his address. Later that night, while Rick, Chris, and John waited outside the house for Toby to come so they could help him load the TV into his car, Rick got a call from Toby, and he said he wouldn't be able to make it to the house because he was almost out of gas. So he and Rick agreed to meet in the parking lot of a Circle K. After Rick got off the phone, Chris, and John loaded the TV in the back of Rick's pickup truck, and they took off to the Circle K where Toby said he was at, which was 15 miles away from the house. When they got there, they pulled up in a parking space next to the gas pumps where Toby was filling up his car, a black Nissan Altima. A few minutes later, a tall, heavy-set bald guy with a goatee walked over to Rick's truck and said he was Toby. He told Rick that since the TV was big, it would most likely not be able to fit in his car, so he suggested that they could just follow him back to his house, and Rick agreed with him. After a few minutes of driving on the main highway, they got onto a back road which looked sketchy because it was nothing but trees on either side of the road and it was filled with potholes. Toby texted Rick and said his house was at the end of the road. When they got to the end, the place that was supposedly Toby's house didn't even look like a house at all. It looked more like a tall, abandoned building. When they got out of the truck, Toby told them to untie the TV from the back so they could start unloading it. After they untied the TV, they turned around and saw 3 large men emerge from the back of the car, and they all pulled out guns, including Toby. They threatened to kill them if they didn't give them all they had on them. Rick, Chris, and John didn't hesitate, so they all gave the guys their wallets and phones, and they obviously took the TV too. After taking everything they had, the guys got back in the car and drove away. When Rick, Chris, and John got home, Chris and John told their mom everything that went down, and Rick called the cops and told them the whole story and even gave them the license plate number from the car since he memorized it. To this day, Chris's family never heard of any arrests being made. That was the one and only time the family ever used Craigslist. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more weekly horror. On screen now is the most recent upload and the most viewed story on the channel. Pick your next one carefully, and remember, some stories are better not listened to alone.